Monday, February 13th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I'm meteorologist Matthew East here with you. A lot to talk about. We have one storm system causing some wintry weather pretty far south across southern United States today into tomorrow. Another system around Thursday, mainly bringing some rain, and then some interesting possibilities for the upcoming weekend. Let's start off with a look at the radar this morning. And by the way, what a cold weekend. That blast of cold air was indeed very significant. It definitely got your attention. There were some wind chill values in the mountains over the weekend, colder than 20 degrees below zero at times when the wind was at its highest as we went through Saturday night and Sunday morning. Just really significant shot of cold air. Now, that's the radar imagery this morning. Let's go in more specifically here, and it's some wintry precipitation from northeast Texas into parts of Oklahoma. Wow, Oklahoma, Arkansas, up into Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, and Iowa. And because of that, you have some winter weather-related products even deep down into parts of Texas. But especially the heaviest wintry precip in the kind of pink shaded areas. Those are winter storm warnings for parts of Arkansas. Temperatures, a lot of cold air across the country this morning. A lot of Piedmont temperatures well down into the 20s, even a few upper teens this morning. Cold stuff for sure. Now let me show you how this system looks on some of the more high resolution modeling. This is the RPM model here. And there's all that wintry precip as we get into very early this afternoon, spreading through northern Arkansas and northwestern and Mississippi, western Tennessee. We go out a little further in time, and this is out early this evening as that band of precipitation continues moving eastward. But look what happens as it gets into the Carolinas. It really diminishes in coverage. This is as we get into about around daybreak tomorrow. And yes, I do think there's a chance of some wintry precip from northeastern Georgia in the mountains there, and maybe the westernmost upstate of South Carolina, and especially the western mountains of North Carolina. But again, the precip really on a diminishing trend as that pulls on into our region. This is what the RPM is putting out for snow totals through the next 72 hours. Certainly some good snows in parts of Arkansas and Missouri, and some grounds getting whitened there in parts of northern Tennessee as well. Upper levels, and this kind of tells the story for us. This is the system, the disturbance triggering that wintry precip, but here is why it's not going to be a big deal for the Carolinas. This next system digging down in behind it really kind of makes that system dampen out. You combine that with all the very dry air kind of waiting on this system around here, and all that spells just not a very significant deal. More on that in just a moment. As we get deeper into the week, there's our system for Thursday, and some very interesting possibilities for the weekend with that next system. All right, here we go. This is the 0Z run of the GFS, and today for our region of the Carolinas, a lot of sunshine, although some high clouds increasing later today. Still cool, highs in the upper 40s and lower 50s. Now tomorrow, mountains of northeast Georgia, I do think some wintry precipitation, maybe enough to whiten the ground. Same deal with the western mountains of North Carolina. And I think into the upstate of South Carolina and the foothills in Piedmont and North Carolina, there certainly could be a few snowflakes or sleet pellets tomorrow morning. I just don't expect there to be enough precipitation for anything significant. And then there'll be the chance of some lingering areas of rain or rain showers as tomorrow unfolds. Now we're in between systems on Wednesday. Here comes the next one taking shape. This one goes much, much further north. No doubt about that. Next one is going to be a rain-producing system around here as it swings through here on Thursday. Now beyond that, again, this is the 0Z run of the GFS. Friday, we should be dry. And then Saturday, the 0Z run of the GFS kept everything suppressed well to the south with the next possible system. But the other modeling not in agreement. Check out the Canadian model from 0Z. Surface low Saturday evening near Jacksonville. Okay. European, very, very similar. There you go, surface low near Jacksonville. Precipitation, although most of it fairly light, spreading up into a good chunk of the Carolinas before it pushes out to sea Sunday morning. And just rolling in now, the last panel I saw before I began the video of the 6Z GFS was 132 hours, and obviously that's a big change. The GFS at 6Z catching on to the solution that's being advertised by the Canadian and the European modeling. Now, taken verbatim, just kind of extrapolating this out, this would be too warm for snow over much of our region. on the 60 GFS, but it was really close to some wintry precip, certainly when you looked at the Canadian model and the European 2. So that's going to be interesting to watch as we go through this weekend. Maybe the best real chance of wintry precip here in parts of the Carolinas. Outside of the mountains, of course, you know, they've had some winter precip, but I'm talking about outside of the mountains. They're the first maybe decent chance, but I caution here that there's just not a ton of cold air around, so it's going to take just the exact track to keep enough cold air in place and allow the precip to get in here. So we'll see. GFS later on in the run did have another big shot of cold air toward the end of the month. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a great day, and God bless.